Hey, Global CE Day. Got a friend here and a colleague, Larry Brie from Baltimore, Maryland, Johns Hopkins Hospital. He's been working with us organizing the Eastern Med Regional Office region of the world for clinical engineering, along with Riyad Farah of Lebanon. So Larry, good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us about your, you got this really cool history at Johns Hopkins Hospital, of course, one of the leading teaching hospitals in the US, some would say the leading. So Larry, tell us about your role there.
I'm one of the clinical engineers here, and we cover all the clinical engineering for the hospital in Baltimore, and also we have a few affiliates in various locations around the Baltimore area. And we also will serve I've personally served in the Johns Hopkins work in Saudi Arabia as well, establishing it there as well.
So Larry, tell us about the content of your job. I mean, yeah, clinical engineering role for several years now, more than 10. You know, what has been sort of the content of your work?
Yes, I've been here going on 12 years now, and I've focused more on the incident sentinel events and research the causes of sentinel events that might have caused harm to patients or could cause harm to patients. So everything from researching the device's function, the training, the human factors portion of it, and then also we'll report back to the FDA and also the companies that manufacture the devices. So that's my primary role, and I also do a lot of, I'm the engineer for the Howard County General Hospital in Columbia, Maryland, and I deal a lot with alarms management. I'm the co-chair of the Alarms Management Committee, and do most of the work with the networking, such as physiological monitoring and nurse call.
So Larry, so post-market surveillance is what you were talking about a moment ago, as well as the alarm management, you know, which is a huge issue, not only in the US, but around the world. Can you give us a couple of anecdotes? I know you can't share, you know, inappropriate information, but can some of the trends and some of the things you've observed in your years of that kind of work?
Sure. Johns Hopkins has been one of the leaders in clinical alarms management under the tutelage of Maria Savak. She's published a lot in the area of alarms management, and we really are focused on, and have been focused for a number of years, even before the Joint Commission really turned a wary eye onto clinical alarms management. We've focused on making sure that all alarms are actionable alarms, getting rid of the nuisance alarms that are just purely educational, and do more in interrupting the nurse's day than to actually create an awareness of the patient's condition. So we want to reduce alarm fatigue and make all alarms actionable. So that's been a real big focus, and I do a lot of statistical analysis of the number of alarms, the length that they last, and repaging alarms. We use pagers in that hospital, and two-way telephones in the main hospital here to deal with both physiological alarms and the nurse calls. So that's been the primary function, the focus in alarms management. In the area of the sentinel events, probably about 50% of my time is dealing with pumps. We have, and I'll won't mention the brand names of the pumps, but the PCA pumps, patient-controlled analgesics. We've had issues we discovered in the connection, the latching between cassettes that hold the narcotics and the pumps, which cause the pumps not to function. And so we're very involved in that. And just yesterday, in fact, I discovered a free flow condition was reproducible in an infusion pump, a well-known infusion pump that's marketed throughout the United States and around the world. So we'll be soon reporting to the FDA and the manufacturer about that very potentially dangerous condition.
So yeah, narcotics, free flow, pain management sounds like see, that's why we need clinical engineers like yourself in the middle of these issues, making a difference like you are. So Larry, what's been going on at the big Johns Hopkins Hospital around COVID-19? The answer is a lot of things, but what are some of the things that you would tell us about?
Yes, we just produced our after-action report this week on the response at Johns Hopkins. We had more than 100 patients at a time in our hospital. Like most hospitals, we converted all our non-essential beds to COVID and shut down the elective surgery to handle COVID patients. We had a lot of work that was done to produce the negative pressure rooms to control the spread of the virus within our unit, and we were so successful in that we only had one out of more than 100 RTs, respiratory therapists, contract the virus. So we were very good about containing it here in the hospital. We had to mobilize our ventilators as well to put them in the locations that needed them. We converted a lot of our units to purely COVID units, and had some in some hospitals that had to have both COVID and non-COVID patients. So there's a lot of concern with infection, and also we've been dealing this week actually with trying to have ECG wave strips printed out in COVID side, printing in the COVID area, and the clean
separating it, yeah,
areas to be printing there, so that less cross-contamination. So there's been a lot of work that we've been doing in COVID, and I got involved as well in creating the equipment planning for the Baltimore Convention Center, which became a COVID overflow area.
Well, Larry, we appreciate your time. We're going to have to run, but
Okay.
Great work with the
Thank
Emerald
you.
Region, great work at Hopkins, and great to be with you.
Thank you very much,
today.
Tom.
All right. Thank you for now.
Have a good day.